The National Electrical Code, specifically Section 410.110b2, addresses the required location for a switch controlling an attic light. This section mandates a wall switch at the usual point of entry to the attic. The purpose of this requirement is to ensure that individuals entering the attic can easily and safely illuminate the space before proceeding. This minimizes the risk of accidents, such as tripping or falling, in what can often be a cluttered and poorly lit environment. The code uses the phrase usual point of entry. This means the location where a person would normally enter the attic, whether it is a stairway, a scuttle hole, or doorway. The switch must be located where it is readily accessible upon entry. If the attic access is a pull-down stairway, the switch should be located near the bottom of the stairs. If the access is a scuttle hole in a ceiling, the switch should be located so it can be reached without having to fully enter the attic space, such as on a nearby wall. This regulation is in place for safety reasons. Attics often lack natural light and can contain obstacles. Having a readily accessible switch at the point of entry allows a person to turn on the light before entering the attic. This helps to avoid accidents that might occur if someone were to enter the attic in the dark. In addition to the switch location, the National Electrical Code also specifies requirements for the type of switch that must be used. The switch must be rated for the voltage and current of the lighting circuit. It must also be suitable for the environment in which it is installed. For example, if the attic is damp or dusty, the switch must be enclosed in a weatherproof or dust-tight enclosure. It is also important to note that the National Electrical Code is a minimum standard. Local jurisdictions may have additional requirements for the location of attic light switches. It is always best to check with the local building department to ensure that all applicable codes are being followed. Firstly, the switch must be readily accessible. This means that the switch must be located where it can be easily reached without having to climb over or move any obstacles. Secondly, the switch must be located at the usual point of entry to the attic. This is the location where a person would normally enter the attic, whether it is a stairway, a scuttle hole, or a doorway. Thirdly, the switch must be located so that it can be operated without having to fully enter the attic space. This is particularly important for scuttle hole access points, where the switch should be located on a nearby wall. Fourthly, the switch must be rated for the voltage and current of the lighting circuit. This ensures that the switch can safely handle the electrical load of the light fixture. Fifthly, the switch must be suitable for the environment in which it is installed. If the attic is damp or dusty, the switch must be enclosed in a weatherproof or dust-tight enclosure. In summary, National Electrical Code Section 410.110b2 requires a wall switch at the usual point of entry to the attic, readily accessible and suitable for the environment. This ensures safety and compliance with electrical codes. When installing or modifying electrical systems, it is important to consult the latest edition of the National Electrical Code and any applicable local codes. Following these codes helps ensure the safety of people and property. It is also a good idea to consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that all work is done properly and safely. The National Electrical Code section regarding the location of the switch for attic lighting underscores the importance of safety in electrical installations. By mandating the placement of a switch at the usual point of entry, the code aims to minimize the risks associated with entering and navigating an attic space. This is particularly crucial given that attics are often characterized by limited visibility, potential obstructions, and varying environmental conditions. Firstly, consider the specific context of attic spaces. Attics are typically not designed for regular habitation, and as such, they often lack the same level of lighting and accessibility as other areas of a building. This can make it challenging to safely enter and move around in an attic, especially when carrying items or tools. The requirement for a switch at the point of entry directly addresses this challenge by providing a means to illuminate the space before fully committing to entering it. Secondly, it is worth noting that the definition of the usual point of entry can vary depending on the design and construction of the building. In some cases, the attic may be accessed via a dedicated staircase, while in other cases, it may be accessed via a scuttle hole or a small doorway. The code is intentionally flexible in this regard, recognizing that the specific location of the switch should be tailored to the unique characteristics of each attic. Thirdly, the requirement for the switch to be readily accessible is also an important consideration. This means that the switch should be located in a position where it can be easily reached without having to stretch, bend, or move any obstacles. This is particularly important for individuals with limited mobility or those who may be carrying items that could impair their balance. Fourthly, in addition to the location of the switch, the code also addresses the type of switch that should be used. The switch must be rated for the voltage and current of the lighting circuit, and it must be suitable for the environment in which it is installed. This is to ensure that the switch can safely handle the electrical load and that it will not be damaged by moisture, dust, or other environmental factors. Fifthly, when interpreting and applying the National Electrical Code, it is always important to consult with a qualified electrician or electrical inspector. These professionals have the knowledge and experience to ensure that all electrical work is performed in accordance with the code and that all safety requirements are met. In conclusion, the National Electrical Code Section 410.110b2 on the location of attic light switches is a critical safety measure that helps to prevent accidents and injuries. By requiring a switch at the usual point of entry, the code ensures that individuals can safely illuminate the attic space before entering it, thereby minimizing the risks associated with limited visibility and potential obstructions. Understanding and complying with this code is essential for all electrical work involving attic lighting. It is also crucial to recognize that the National Electrical Code is not a static document and that it is regularly updated to reflect changes in technology and best practices. Therefore, it is important to consult the latest edition of the code whenever performing electrical work. The requirement outlined in the National Electrical Code is not merely a suggestion, but a mandatory safety regulation aimed at preventing accidents and ensuring the well-being of individuals who may need to access the attic space. The specific placement of the switch, as dictated by the code, is strategically designed to provide immediate illumination upon entry. This immediate illumination allows individuals to visually assess the surroundings, identify potential hazards, and navigate the space safely. Attics, due to their inherent design and function, often present unique challenges in terms of lighting and accessibility. They are typically confined spaces with limited natural light sources, making them prone to darkness, especially during daytime hours. Furthermore, attics are often used for storage, which can lead to cluttered conditions and potential tripping hazards. The combination of darkness and clutter can significantly increase the risk of accidents. The requirement for a switch at the point of entry effectively mitigates these risks by providing a readily available means of illumination. By simply flipping the switch upon entry, individuals can immediately dispel the darkness and gain a clear view of the attic space. This allows them to identify any potential hazards such as obstacles or uneven surfaces and take appropriate precautions. The concept of the usual point of entry as defined by the National Electrical Code is also a crucial aspect of this safety regulation. The code recognizes that attics can be accessed in various ways, depending on the architectural design of the building. The usual point of entry refers to the most common and convenient access point, whether it be a staircase, a scuttle hole, or a doorway. The switch must be located at this point of entry to ensure that it is readily accessible and can be easily operated upon entering the attic. The code also emphasizes the importance of the switch being readily accessible. This means that the switch should be located in a position where it can be easily reached without any undue effort or difficulty. The switch should not be obstructed by any objects or located in a position that requires the individual to stretch, bend, or climb in order to operate it. The readily accessible requirement ensures that the switch can be easily operated by individuals of all ages and abilities. In addition to the location and accessibility of the switch, the National Electrical Code also specifies requirements for the type of switch that should be used. The switch must be rated for the voltage and current of the lighting circuit to ensure that it can safely handle the electrical load. The switch must also be suitable for the environmental conditions of the attic, such as temperature and humidity. In conclusion, the National Electrical Code Section 410.110b2 regarding the location of attic light switches is a critical safety regulation that plays a vital role in preventing accidents and ensuring the well-being of individuals who may need to access attic spaces. By requiring a switch at the usual point of entry, the code provides immediate illumination and allows individuals to safely navigate the attic environment. Adherence to this code is essential for all electrical installations involving attic lighting.